Let's talk a little bit about your career and maybe what you want to do with it, because there might be an option out there that you have never, ever considered. Have you ever thought about Air National Guard? Well, we might change your mind if you haven't yet. I'm joined by Technical Sergeant Brandon Rodriguez, recruiting here in Indiana as for the Pennsylvania Air National Guard. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. California boy makes his way to Wyoming and then finds himself in Indiana, PA. That's quite the travel. You went country coast to coast here, didn't you?
Yeah, for the most part. The military has a way of getting you different locations and getting to see a lot of the country. So
yeah. Now you were in the Air Force and now you're in Air National Guard. Is that the way I understand
that's correct.
it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, there's a big difference.
There is, yeah. So active duty Air Force, full-time, every day of the week. Air National Guard is a part-time component or reserve component of the Air Force that's run by the state instead of the federal government. So we have a different set of options and benefits, opportunities, as well as chain of command. We report to the governor of the state of Pennsylvania and then to the president of the United States.
Yeah. And when people think, okay, regular Air Force versus Air National Guard, obviously, as you put it, the benefits and the construction of it, very, very different. Air National Guard really fascinates me because it enables people to pursue their career if their career is away from military, and yet military is right there helping them to do that.
That's correct. Yeah. So the Air National Guard is kind of a trifecta of three different really big opportunities for people that decide they want to join. One, they get paid education through our education assistance program, which pays 100% of tuition for 14 different universities in the state of Pennsylvania, as well as all VOTEC schools, trade schools, and junior colleges. And then you get paid job experience where with all the training and stuff that you get, you can carry that into the civilian world, so that creates marketability. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the opportunity to serve your state and country in a capacity that is above and beyond the status quo.
One of the interesting things to me is, and what fascinates me really about any of the military services and their National Guard components, is the breadth of the jobs. When we talk about career opportunities and what is available through the Guard, it really covers the entire spectrum, doesn't it?
It does. We have, depending on the mission of each installation, we have a pretty broad set of different career fields. That vary from any kind of aircraft maintenance to law enforcement to firefighting to medical services to personnel. I mean, when we sit down and talk and do the job counseling portion of our time together, for those that are interested in joining, that's where the fun part is, because after you pre-qualify through MEPS, which is the Military Entrance Processing Station, we'll sit down and actually do job qualification, where we look at a list of career fields that you qualify. And then from that list that you qualify and that we have available, folks actually get to pick the job that they want, which is really nice.
Yeah. Who is eligible for the Guard?
So we have a standard set of guidelines for people that make people eligible. You have to be at least 17 and a senior in high school. No extenuating law violations. We'll take a look at medical issues. Tattoos, nothing above the collarbone or past the wrist, minus a ring finger tattoo. Just a bunch of different things that we'll look into to determine people's eligibility. Mm-hmm. As long as you can do 20 years before you turn the age of 60, then we can bring you in and you get to explore the opportunities and benefits available to you.
So I'm a high school senior. For the most part, I'm going to be eligible unless I'm really advanced. But even beyond that, beyond your high school years.
This is true, yes.
Yeah. Do you get many people who have started out on a college career and it hasn't really worked out the way that they were hoping for, and they say, maybe I need to switch, maybe I need to refocus, and maybe Guard is going to help me to do that?
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that too, because a lot of times we'll go and talk to college freshmen specifically, and the reason for that is because they've done their first year, they've had to pay their tuition or their student loans and all that stuff, and they've gone through the first year of school and they've kind of seen how it is, and they realize that a lot of times it's very difficult, especially if they're trying to do it out of pocket or the student loans and the debt that they incur. So we talk to folks that are even in college and don't necessarily have a way of paying for all of their education. They've started, but they may not be able to carry it all the way through. Mm-hmm. And so they get to talk with me and talk about the Air National Guard and the training and the experience and all that stuff. The Air National Guard, or the Air Force as a whole, is the only branch that has its own community college. So it's the community college of the Air Force. So when you go through basic training in tech school, you're actually acquiring college credits towards whatever career field you're going into. So technically, you're accelerating your education by going through the Air National Guard, going through the technical training and the basic training, and acquiring some college credits that can go towards, that are transferable to just about anywhere. We can sit down and look at the specifics of that. But essentially, like I mentioned, you're accelerating your education, and it helps them kind of further along that process. Plus, they get to serve in a capacity that's, very lucrative to their future and plans and goals and everything else.
That educational benefit is so big, especially as expensive as getting an education has gotten to be.
Absolutely. And the great thing about the Air National Guard is our education assistance program, again, pays that 100% of tuition so that people don't have to incur that student debt. Plus, we have some extra incentives and cash money for their pockets to help supplement their income.
Now, let's talk about the guard aspect of it and what the duties are, what the commitment is that you're making.
So an initial enlistment into the Air National Guard is going to be 39 days a year. It ends up being 1 week in a month, 2 weeks of annual training during the summer most of the time. Ends up being a 6-year commitment initially, and then after that, if they choose to re-enlist, which is what we hope, we like to see longevity, then they can continue their service as well as do their education and work on the full-time side, on the civilian side. So it's kind of it helps you to be very well-rounded and gives you lots of experience.
And the types of jobs that you're doing as a member of the Air National Guard, I would assume are going to put you in the air, put you on the ground, they're going to pretty much put you anywhere that the Air Force goes.
Yes, there's a broad spectrum of things. If you like to be in the air, we have career fields that, like our aerial refueling. I recruit for the 171st Air Refueling Wing in Pittsburgh, as well as the 258th Air Traffic Control Squadron in Johnstown. So at the Air Refueling Wing in Pittsburgh, or Coriopolis, we have our KC-135 Stratotankers, and they're aerial refuelers, so any DOD or military aircraft that can link up to the KC-135s gets the aerial refueling efforts and then take off to their next location. So we have a lot of career fields that center around that, in and around the aircraft, potentially in the air or on the ground. And then we have a lot of career fields that are separate from that, like law enforcement. We got to keep our base safe and everything else. Firefighting, if anything happens, as far as fires or buildings or natural disasters or something like that. We have wing safety. We have personnelists. We have financial managers. We have intelligence. We have 70 different career fields in the Air National Guard in Pittsburgh alone that people can choose from.
Yeah, that's just an amazing breadth of opportunities, really. And that's what it is. It's opportunity, really.
Absolutely.
Whatever your desired goal is, maybe your career goal has been focused in this. You mentioned finance. Maybe your finance is what I'm after, and that's why I'm going to college. This gets you the finance, but it does it from a different angle and gets you a whole different bunch of experiences as well.
It does, yeah. And with your resume having the Air National Guard on it, that again creates job marketability. There's so many cases where I myself, let alone others that I know, have gone out and looked for jobs on the civilian side that coincide with what they do in the military, or even completely different. Mm-hmm. And their applications are put to the top of the stack because they see that you're Air National Guard, they see that you're professional, they see that you're punctual, they see that you can be trusted with whatever job it is that you're doing, and it creates so much marketability in just about any capacity.
Technical Sergeant Brandon Rodriguez with us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning as we talk about Air National Guard and the various career opportunities that are there. Your personal career path has been interesting. You start out as a kid from Bakersfield, California. You're in regular Air Force.
Yes.
What did you do there?
So when I joined the the regular Air Force. I got stationed in Cheyenne, Wyoming, like we'd mentioned, and I was security forces, providing nuclear security in undisclosed locations, and did a lot of security efforts there. Everything from convoys to law enforcement to all that kind of stuff.
And all of a sudden you find yourself in Indiana, Pennsylvania. How did that happen?
Well, after active duty, I switched over to the Air National Guard in Wyoming. I did aircraft maintenance there. I was working on C-130s for a few years. I got back into the security forces career field at a command and control squadron there. And then I got into recruiting, and I did that in Wyoming for 5 years. I applied for a position in the state of Pennsylvania, was selected for it, and that's what moved me and my family out here actually a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Just a few days removed from that.
We're not all that different, I would guess, from Wyoming. We're probably vastly different from Bakersfield, California.
Oh yeah. Bakersfield, California is a big city. There's roughly about 500,000 to 600,000 people there now alone. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to Wyoming, and there's 500,000 people in the whole entire state. And then we move out to Pennsylvania, and it's Pennsylvania, or it's Wyoming basically, with a lot of trees and mountains and hills and stuff. So, yeah.
So it's a whole different world, but
it is.
It's an interesting path, and it's a path that not only you can follow, but others can as well. You can literally go all around the world with the Air National Guard.
Yes, lots of travel opportunities, lots of temporary duty assignments where you can travel to different parts of the country or even the world. We do have our deployments, but we also do have other travel opportunities for humanitarian efforts. The Air National Guard is great in that aspect, because if there's any kind of natural disaster or civil disorder or anything like that, the Air National Guard gets to come along and help in those efforts, which is really nice. We get called on by the governor to aid in those efforts.
All right. So somebody wants to learn more about all of this. What should they do?
So they can contact the Air National Guard, Pennsylvania Air National Guard, at 877-249-5193. Again, that's 877-249-5193. What that'll do is that'll take you through to a line, follow the prompts, and then it'll get you in touch with somebody in our front office. And then from that point on, you'll get the chance to speak with either me or one of the other recruiters that actually recruits out of Coraopolis, depending on where you live. And we'll sit down and talk. I'll answer all of your questions, and we'll see what the best fit is going to be for you. We also have a Facebook page. It's Pennsylvania Air National Guard Recruiting, and you can go and check us out there. Mm-hmm. And, we'd love to hear from you.
And it might not be the wild blue yonder, but it could be. It's really up to you to chart that course. Brandon, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Technical Sergeant Brendan Rodriguez, Air National Guard. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.